Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for July 9th, 2025. Zooming right on through the year.
Yeah, we are.
Kevin, obviously, well, first off, my name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your co-hosts. Kevin, how the hell have you been? We missed you last week. You're back from the clutches of capitalism and companies, overworking the common man.
I wasn't being overworked. I didn't work an extra day. I just worked nights. So, but no, it was good. I wish I was here though instead of work, just to be honest. So there you go.
Well, there we go. As for me, class is continuing. I've been forgetting that I have to do something this week, but it wasn't actually available to do until today, so that's okay. But other than that, it's been okay over the last week. Existing, I guess, is the best word. But let's go ahead and dive into the big stories this week. We don't have that many stories, but we have some. Up first is that Dune Part 3 has started production as of Monday, and yes, Dune Part 3 is the official name of the film. It is not going to be called Dune Messiah. So,
Gotcha.
This is good. Hopefully Denis Villeneuve can get this done so we can see what his James Bond movie is going to be.
Yeah, and you know what? It's going to be a great trilogy, I feel like, because he hasn't missed a single beat on any of his other movies. So I think this is going to be a stellar performance.
Yeah, certainly hoping so. And obviously we'll see what happens as we see some footage, but we probably won't even get a trailer until like February, maybe March next year. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we will, but it'll be worth the wait. So, next up, Jurassic World Rebirth has the largest opening of 2025, bringing in 322 million worldwide in its first weekend. Fantastic. Love it. Awesome.
Yeah, especially after getting kind of middle-of-the-road reviews. The film is here to stay. People are not over dinosaurs, which, I mean, on one hand, as a Jurassic Park fan, that makes me happy because we'll talk about it when we get to the movie review section. But I mean, this is what the box office needed. We needed more big movies like this, and we haven't really gotten one yet. So hopefully that is not the end of the story for Jurassic World, but we've got another powerhouse opening up this weekend because Superman's reviews are great. It's currently sitting at an 84 on Rotten Tomatoes and a 70 on Metacritic with a 96 audience rating.
Damn. 96?
Yeah, the overwhelming kind of consensus is that this is what we were missing with the Zack Snyder version of the character, that this is the most comic book a movie has felt in a while.
Good.
Like It's actually a comic book movie and not just like a superhero movie.
Well, I feel like James Gunn did that with Guardians of the Galaxy too. So I was hoping he would do the same with Superman.
Which is interesting because he says that Guardians of the Galaxy is not I don't know if it was comic book or superhero, but it's neither one of those to him. It's a space adventure movie.
Okay.
The three of them. And then the Suicide Squad was a supervillain movie. This is his first proper superhero comic book movie.
Gotcha.
At least what he's saying.
But I can see his all of his movies before this are they're fantastic. There's not like a bad bunch, I would say, or a bad one in the series. And I knew he could do a Superman movie. I mean, it's just how can he get it done his way?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah,
very excited to see what the rest of the DCEU holds. I'm very much looking forward to seeing this weekend.
yeah,
So,
it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, but next up, John Menchu will direct a live-action Hot Wheels movie for Mattel, Warner Brothers, and Bad Robot. I mean, let's see if it's better than Fast 10. That's what I'm holding the standards up to.
yeah, right. I mean, if he can bring the same level of charm and professionalism that he brought to Wicked, and he'll hopefully also bring to Split Fiction, then we might be in for a fun summer action movie.
I just want, yeah, a good summer fun action movie, just like Jurassic World, because kids are gonna want to go see this Hot Wheels movie. So maybe,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, I want it to be good because I like cars. So let's see though.
Yeah, give us some of the classics, Bone Shaker and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, a little bit of sad news, but Cosmo Jarvis, who was supposed to be in The Odyssey, has backed out of the film due to scheduling conflicts. But Logan Marshall Green has taken his place, and man, they look nearly identical. So it's fine. Not for any bad reason. I guess just the scheduling for the shoot wasn't going to work out. So he's going to be starring in an upcoming film about Joseph Stalin, and then there's also a season 2 of Shogun that I believe he's going to be going into production on too. So, but Logan Marshall Green might know him best from Upgrade, and also Prometheus was also one of his other big ones as well. So, very excited for the Odyssey though.
Yeah, they look very similar too, so it's not going to be hard differentiation between the actors, but we'll see.
Yeah, 100%.
Next up, I don't know if you're sad or happy about this, but the Garfield movie 2 announced, and our beloved Chris Pratt will return.
I don't want to be on screen for this, Kevin.
I know. You can take me off this. Oh, wait, I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, this movie sucks. So, like, I'm not looking forward to this at all.
It's just a money grab. That's all it is.
I mean, if it can learn anything from what the first movie, if it's better than the first movie, I mean, it won't be hard to do, but we'll see what happens. Speaking of sequels, National Treasure 3 has found a new writer, and the film is still on its way. Of course, got to steal that Declaration of Independence again.
Yep.
That's just make that the story. We're stealing the Declaration of Independence again. But of course, Nicolas Cage will come back, so I'm happy.
Instead of using lemons, you use oranges this time. It's perfect.
There you go. Yep. But yeah, looking forward to this. Love these movies. They're such like nostalgic fun.
Oh yeah.
So definitely waiting for Nicolas Cage to come back. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. But next up, Insidious 6 begins production in September. Okay. I mean, did you see Red Door by any chance?
I haven't seen any of the Insidious movies, so I cannot speak to this.
Well, you might have to do that for maybe 31 days of horror movies in October.
Oh, that's right. I got to do that again.
Do a little binge thing of that, because the first two are pretty decent, but then as with every franchise, unfortunately, sometimes it falls off, and then I feel like it did a little bit. So we'll see how this is.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see when that comes out. I believe it's releasing next year. So next up, though, speaking of horror, Robert Eggers' Werewolf will begin filming this September for another Christmas release next year. I'm super excited for this. Apparently, Robert Eggers himself has said that this film will be the darkest thing he's ever written.
Ooh, Nosferatu is pretty dark.
Yeah. Well, not like color dark. Like, we're talking material dark. And I am super excited for this. A period piece werewolf movie. Oh,
I can't wait to see what the werewolf looks like, because seeing Dracula for the first time in what's it called?
Nosferatu.
Thank you, Nosferatu. He looked fantastic in that movie. So I can't wait to see that.
And Robert Eggers does practical effects wherever he can, so very much looking forward to this.
Yeah. And last piece, last bit.
Last piece
of news. There it is. The Amateur will be available streaming starting July 17th on Hulu. After I had 2 strokes in a row, I got it out.
Yep, if you didn't get to see this in theaters with Rami Malek, which was these trailers were everywhere. I think when we were going to the movies earlier in the year.
This is Ben Affleck doing it.
No, this is Rami Malek, the guy from the.
Oh, I was thinking of the freaking accountant too. I don't know why.
That's already on Amazon, so yeah.
That's true. Actually, I can't wait to watch this one.
There you go. Actually, I didn't see it, so I'm looking for that and Black Bag. Actually, I think Black Bag is already streaming though. But that's going to be it for the news stories. Not a lot this week, which is fine. It's all good.
We got our big blockbuster movie. That's why.
Yeah, we got some big blockbusters coming up. We're in the middle of summer, so still got a lot of stuff going on. But let's go ahead and talk about the trailers that came out this week, which is kind of a little bit misleading because the first one on this list, The Odyssey, hasn't released yet. But if you go see Jurassic World Rebirth, you'll see the trailer for The Odyssey.
Oh, interesting.
And it is a teaser. So let me tell you.
Nothing happens?
There's barely anything that happens in that trailer. So, I know, Kevin, you're going to go see Jurassic World this weekend. So
hopefully, yeah.
Let's, it's there.
It's there.
So
it's there, Steve.
But honestly, nothing really coming out this week. Relay looks somewhat interesting, like a concept, basically like the people that leak information that they find when they're working for a company or whistleblowers. It's a service for whistleblowers to release their information anonymously. It's kind of a weird kind of premise for a movie, but it's got Riz Ahmed in it, who I'm really a huge fan of. So
okay.
And then the SpongeBob movie actually looks okay, but we get so many of those, I lose track. So.
Yeah, I didn't even know one was coming out, to be honest. So
that's true. But Kevin.
But next up, the box office figures, and the figures are looking high this week because Jurassic World Rebirth coming in with a 92 million in the US of A, celebrating our birthday and dinosaurs. Next up, F1 with 25.8 million, fantastic there. How to Train Your Dragon, 11.2. Elio with 5.7, and 28 years later, looks like it's going to drop off the five spot coming up.
Yep, I mean, like I said last week, I think 28 years later has gotten the majority of its audience to come out for it. And Elio's still here.
Some people say it's bad, but it's still in the top 4.
I haven't heard anyone say that it's bad. I've just heard people say that it's mediocre. And I think that Pixar movies, when they're not a sequel, do have a little bit of that staying power where they'll stay in that top 5 for a while.
I think as soon as this goes to Disney Plus, it will be the most streamed movie, I feel like.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth, obviously this came out on Wednesday last week. It did not come out on Friday, so this is only the Friday to Saturday numbers. It's total...
That's only Friday to Saturday numbers?
Or, sorry, Friday to Sunday. But from Wednesday to Sunday, it was like 162 million.
Good job. Good on them. Good on them.
Biggest opening of the year. So good for Gareth Edwards, who's the director. But let's go ahead and get into the movies that are coming out this weekend, because there's one big one and not so many other small ones. But of course, we got Superman. Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as reporter Clark Kent. As the embodiment of truth, justice, and the human way, he soon finds himself in a world that views these as old-fashioned. Which is really interesting, because it was originally, when Superman was a character, it was truth, justice, and the American way. We've lost the American way, let me tell you what. So it is the human way. Next up after that is Abraham's Boys, a movie that I actually think looks pretty interesting. Abraham Van Helsing moves his 2 sons to the United States in an attempt to escape their past. This movie actually looks really interesting. The reviews are not particularly good, but has to do with a vampire following Van Helsing to the United States, which is kind of interesting. It's like a period piece too. So it looks like it's a Shudder film, so it'll probably be available to stream on Shudder in the next month or two.
Gotcha.
About that is Amongst the Wolves. Danny, an ex-soldier homeless in Dublin, meets Will, a teen fleeing a drug gang. Their encounter forces them to confront their pasts while navigating the harsh realities they face. This is a movie that was made last year, and it's only coming out now. So, I don't know what that says about its quality. And lastly is the film Skill House, which might be one of the worst movies of the year, apparently, according to some of these reviews. This is a dark satire of social media and influencer culture, an unflinching take on fame and what new celebrities are willing to do to attain it. It's from one of the writers of Saw, and it's about sticking a bunch of influencers in a house and trying to make things happen. What are they willing to do for fame? But it does have 50 Cent in it, so
that's where the budget went.
So anyhow. Those are the movies that are coming out this weekend. So, I mean, Superman's going to be the one that we're probably going to see a big battle and a big weekend between Superman and Jurassic World. I'm very excited to see the returns on this weekend.
I think Superman will edge out Jurassic World.
I do too. Yes, I think that the word of mouth surrounding Jurassic World has been skewing negative. So I think that it will probably drop off after next week. Like, I went to the theaters to go see a movie coming up, and I want to say I went on, it wasn't Monday, I think it was Sunday, and the theater was packed. So
really?
I don't think this is going to slow down anytime soon, but that's a good thing. So I am okay with that. But go ahead and change up that music, because it's time to talk about the movies we watched this week, Kevin.
So I didn't watch a lot, so I'll tell you that.
You watched one, and for the third week in a row, I watched 6.
Yep.
Which 666, favorite number. Let's go ahead, and I'll do 3, you do 1, then I'll do 3.
Yep, sounds good.
Alrighty. Well, speaking about our box office returns this weekend, I went and saw Jurassic World Rebirth on Thursday last week, I want to say. It was either that or I think I saw it. No, I saw it the day before 4th of July. I think people are being too harsh on this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think it is leagues better than Dominion or Fallen Kingdom, and I would say it's even better than Jurassic Park 3. I would say it's the third best in the series so far. But this feels really close to Jurassic Park 2 or The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 in terms of the kind of feel. And those are my favorite ones. Like, nostalgically my favorite. They're not great movies, but they're my favorite. Because I love the kind of fight for survival type story. I hated the Jurassic World, the 2 last ones. Awful films. But this one actually feels like everyone in this movie wanted to do it. Like, apparently this was a last-minute production. Like, they did this kind of really quickly. But everyone involved feels like they want to be there because they just love the idea of being in a Jurassic Park movie. Yeah. And I love that, which is what Scarlett Johansson wanted to do. And she's great in the movie. Jonathan Bailey is really good here as this kind of paleontologist nerd-type character, but clearly got some action kind of mind to him. Mahershala Ali feels pretty good. What's interesting is that all these characters, except for Jonathan Bailey, would have probably been like a villain in another Jurassic World or Jurassic Park movie, which is why a lot of people are not liking that element of the story. But I think they do enough to legitimize them. What I didn't like about this movie is that there is a character that ends up being more of an antagonist or a villain. I'm not going to say anything else because Kevin's going to go see the movie and I don't want to spoil the movie, but that felt really forced. And I was hoping they were going to subvert expectations and not kind of go with the typical, they're a bad guy. Also, like, the family, there's a family that gets involved in this storyline, and they get some really cringy dialogue. But there's enough backstory for these characters that we care just enough about them that we don't want to see them die. I will say that the parts where people are killed in this movie, this is probably the least amount of people killed in any Jurassic film. But they're definitely censoring it, which is really annoying because they're obviously trying to get kids in the theater. But which, I mean, it worked. Look how much money it made. But I thought this was really fun. I'm a sucker for the Jurassic Park movies. I love this mythos. I love these characters. And also Dolores. I will kill for Dolores. Who Kevin will find out who Dolores is.
I don't know who Dolores is.
We'll find out. On to one of the worst movies of the year. Now, I will say I did enjoy Megan, the first one, enough to be like, yeah, it was a fun time. Don't know if it needs a sequel, but it was a fun time. This movie, I felt really nervous about it from the time we got a trailer, because this movie looked nothing like what it was supposed to be, and that's why it fails. This movie is an abysmal, unfunny, and ugly-looking wreck of a film. It is way too long. I was so bored halfway through this movie that I just did not care. They're trying to turn Megan into like some sort of like feminist icon, which I can understand, but she was a killer in the first movie. And then someone on Letterboxd is like, you either die a villain or live long enough to see yourself become a hero, which is the exact opposite of the Dark Knight quote. The plot makes no sense. There's a twist that happens in this movie that is terrible. You see it coming. It reeks of the old guys being like, oh yeah, like AI's the bad guy? We should make that into the movie. Like, it feels like people who are so out of touch trying to write a story. But it's confusing. This movie is not anti-AI, but it's not also pro-AI either. It's like somewhere in the middle. It's fucking weird. It does not make sense. If there's anything to like here, it's some of the set piece. There's like a sequence in like a convention, like an AI convention, which is where like Megan's wearing like that robot outfit. That was at least kind of cool, and the costume design there was really cool, and the production design looked good. Also some really cool colors in those sequences. And there are some fun like ways that Amelia, who's the new robot, moves, and there's a little bit of horror influence in the action, which is kind of cool. But the action is painfully filmed. It's just one of the worst stories that I've seen this year. And it just like, it feels like it's trying to be that Aliens or Terminator 2, where it's like the action film follow-up to a horror movie.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't work here. And I think we're starting to see the downfall of Blumhouse, honestly.
Ooh.
Because they have not had a single good movie this year.
Okay.
We'll see if Five Nights at Freddy 2 comes out, but who knows?
We'll see. I mean, one of them can make good money. And
I think Five Nights at Freddy's is going to make money. I will tell you that right now. Mm-hmm. All they need to do is put a Markiplier cameo in there, and that's going to get people going to movies. But from a really bad movie to a slightly better but still bad movie, Warcraft from 2016. Everyone remember Warcraft from 2016? It's not as bad as I remember, but it's certainly not good. Like, the effects are still incredible. The orcs look fantastic in this movie almost 10 years later. It's because the tech is still being used for the hair and the skin and the muscles, and it looks fantastic. Also, the world looks great. The production design, the costumes, and everything looks really good. Like, this is made by people who are fans of the game. It just... the problem is, it's made by people who are fans of the game. And not World of Warcraft. We're talking like strategy game Warcraft. And this movie gets you, like, you're so lost watching this movie if you've never played any of the games or don't know any of the lore. So you get lost. Like there's so much happening, but you're not given enough reason to care. Also, it doesn't help that the performances are not that interesting. Like, Toby Kebbell is good as Duratan, I want to say. Is it Duratan? I don't remember. I don't even care. The good guy orc. And then Daniel Wu is good as Gul'dan, who's like the evil orc, one of the big bad guy characters of World of Warcraft. But everyone else feels really uncomfortable. Like, they're really like don't feel comfortable saying their lines, which is really interesting. And also, like, Ben Foster is totally miscast as Medivh. Khadgar's actor is just like a cardboard plank and doesn't really do anything. But I get, like, the production design is really good. Like, it looks fantastic. It's a respectable attempt to bring Warcraft to life, but it just really falls flat on its face. I think it was a little too narrow in scope, and like making it for fans.
Gotcha.
But I do remember. I don't know if you were working at GameStop at the time, but
Yes.
when I was working at GameStop, I got the free tickets to this.
Oh, I didn't get free tickets. Maybe I was just too new.
Too bad.
Oh, well.
But we got free tickets and got to go see it with Blizzard.
That's sick.
At the Irvine Spectrum. Yeah, it was great. So
wait, that's an experience in itself right there.
Yeah, that made me like the movie so much more when it first came out, and then now I'm like, oh shit, no, it's bad. But Kevin, your first movie, your own movie.
What are you talking about is bad? Is Piranha 3D. We skipped 2 to go to 3, and maybe we shouldn't have, but it was stuff. This is just a stupid, fun summer movie where like. Grant would absolutely love this movie, and we've had so much fun just laughing at him, laughing at the movie half the time, and that's what I think this movie. That's what I was saying when we were watching. It was like this would be a perfect movie to watch for like our movie nights with Grant. There is no plot. These characters think they're superheroes half the time, even though there's man-eating piranhas in the lake, and. I couldn't give two shits about these characters. Like, it was funny. Like, okay, here's $60. Stay in the house. Well, we're gonna get a boat. We'll see you later. It's like, oh my gosh, like, come on. And it's just the funniest part was too with I don't remember the guy's name that does the online videos, but he just has a cocaine booger the entire time, like during the second half of this movie. And I was like, are they ever gonna just, like, it got annoying to a point. I'm like, dude, just wipe it off really quick. Like, but I mean, it's just a fun, dumb movie. I mean, you just put it on the background of like Halloween or something like that, and people will enjoy it if they haven't seen it or anything like that. So I give it a 10 out of 100. It's just stupid fun.
Yeah, I actually gave the movie a higher score than you did, but not by much though. I gave it a 20. But like there were two things that I really liked about this movie, and number one is it doesn't hold back on the gore.
No, it did not. But the CGI was so bad. So
it was
it's like give or take.
But like the girl whose hair gets caught up in the motor and then her whole scalp's ripped off. Mm-hmm. That lives in my brain rent free, and I remember that on a random day.
Even like the bites of the piranhas when they're bringing people out of the water and stuff like that. It's great. But again, the budget went to all of that, and then they're like, oh well, here's a cast.
I mean, the cast is like, it's made up of people who are usually way better than that kind of movie should be. Like Adam Scott and like Ving Rhames. Like, why are they in this movie? I mean, I thought they were having a fun time at least, even as bad as it was. But I totally get you. Alrighty, well, let's get my last three over with here real quick. Up first is Uncle Buck, which is a comedy movie with John Candy, which this movie hits different after becoming an uncle. So that does have a little bit more of an emotional connection for me. John Candy is marvelous in this movie, playing a very similar character as like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Kind of this lovable oaf with having like, he has decent intentions, but just not always the best at getting them across. I just wish the young performers were as good in this movie as John Candy is. I've never liked Macaulay Culkin, and he's just as annoying here as he is in Home Alone. I will say that Jean Louisa Kelly, who plays Tia, the oldest daughter, is pretty good and has an emotional storyline with Uncle Buck in this movie. Yep. But I will say that this movie is not as interesting or as good as the rest of John Hughes' work. I think this is one of his least good films. But I do think it has some refreshingly dark moments to it as well, which is kind of fun. It's not particularly memorable, but I would say that it's worth your time to watch if you haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
Then up after that, my roommate decided for us to watch Labyrinth for the first time.
David Bowie?
The David Bowie Labyrinth. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't really dig this movie. I respect the hell out of it, though. The production design, the puppets, the music, David Bowie. Seeing David's Bowie the entire movie was really great. His penis was so fucking pronounced. It was crazy. But like that man, like there's bulges, and then there's
David Bowie.
There's David's Bowie. Yeah. But Jennifer Connelly was not good in this movie. I don't think she was really flat. And I think that the story was the biggest problem here. There is a plot, but it's so bare bones. Like, she wishes for her brother to be taken, but then he is, and she's immediately sorry about it and knows what she did wrong. So she doesn't learn anything. Like she's already going in like, oh, like they say like films like Rey from Star Wars is a Mary Sue or whatever that stupid term is, right? Mm-hmm. But this is like actually like she's actually like just a nice person and is able to make friends with everyone. She doesn't learn anything. Like there's no character growth, which is kind of shocking, and I don't know why people love it so much. But the music's really good. I will say that. David Bowie and David's Bowie is really good. His performance is weird enough. The songs are great. Jim Henson just brings it all in directing this movie and the practical effects. But there is a rumor that Robert Eggers is going to be doing his own version of Labyrinth, and I cannot wait for that movie. But it's okay. All right, and last up is This Is Spinal Tap, which I went and saw this in theaters for its 41st anniversary because this one goes to 11. This movie is effortlessly funny. Like it is like so painfully funny, but because they're not even really trying. They didn't have a script for this movie. They literally just acted like these performers in those situations and just ad-libbed most of it. They did write all the music themselves. There is a full album that you can listen to on Spotify, and it's actually great. Like you can hear some of their songs on radio sometimes. The cast is incredible. Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, and Michael McKean are so funny. Apparently, Ozzy Osbourne thought that they were a real group and that this was a real documentary, which was really fun.
Oh my god!
Not only does this film feature some incredible set-piece concert moments, like there's the Stonehenge sequence and the eggs that don't open, but it's the in-between moments. The lines are delivered in such a funny way. When we find out that there's been 37 drummers because they all keep dying mysteriously, is hysterical. And like I would have broken making this movie. I would have not been able to make this movie. It would have taken me 45 takes to do anything. But it's the first mockumentary. It's the first comedy film of its kind, and it's truly a trailblazer. It's relentlessly funny, and it's one of those special comedies that just gets you every single time. So
nice.
Can't wait to share this with more people. But that is it for the movies we watched this week. Considering Jennifer was, I think, 15, it made scenes with David a little uncomfortable due to his Bowie. Yep.
Yeah.
David's Bowie was very pronounced. Also, there was a baby there, too, which that also doesn't help. Or like a toddler, essentially. So that doesn't help his image either. But, what was I going to say? But, yeah, that's it for the movies outside the wheel spin. Let's go ahead and do the wheel spin stuff. And Kevin, you're short.
Yeah, my short was Pink Plank Plunk Plink. Hey, I got it on the second try. I heard you. I heard you last week having me try to say that. And but I'm loving these Pink Panther shorts. They are fantastic. They're short enough where it gets the whole story in one take, but it's not long enough that it overstates itself. This is where we get the Pink Panther theme song pretty much but you get some comedy out of it because the short composer is compensating for something else. We'll just put it that way. And Pink Panther, I think, is probably one of my favorite shorts so far that we have on our short list, which I like. I enjoy them. Hopefully you get one just so you can see what I'm talking about, because I give this a 90 out of 100.
Well, there you go. I also really liked my short this week. High diving hair. Excuse me. Kevin, I did it too. I got on the second try. I know this. There's a line in this where the whole platform falls, but Bugs is still sitting on a plank of wood, and he says, "I know this defies the laws of gravity, but I never studied law," which is really funny, and I love that line. It's a fantastic little short. It's still really fun. I've seen this countless times. It was on a VHS tape I had of my grandparents, so I had seen this dozens of times. I think it's got great gags and a fun setup, and it's well animated too. So I ended up giving it an 84 out of 100.
Nice. Slithers is up next for me. James Gunn made Superman. He also made this movie, which I didn't know until writing the review for this movie. So, but this is great. I think I've seen this movie before because I think Nadia had it on the TV, and I came in maybe late after work or something like that, and it was on the television. So I remembered a lot of this movie actually, and I enjoyed it. The grotesque gore and everything like that in this movie is fantastic. The story, I wanted to see more of the background of what the slugs wanted to do and how they got to pick Earth and stuff like that. But you're like the big bellowing. What's his name? Woody Harrison? Or Harrelson? He was in the challenge. Am I thinking of somebody else? I get them mixed up all the time. Yeah, I get him and Woody Harrelson mixed up all the time.
Oh.
Michael Rooker is fantastic in this movie, playing two different parts of him. The other characters didn't really care about, to be honest with you. They're just horror movie characters, but I really liked this movie. It was fantastic. The gore is fantastic. So if you like this, watch this for your 31 days of horror movies coming up. I gave it a 70 out of 100.
All right. And directed by Superman's James Gunn. My movie this week was Tim and Tina, which is a movie I didn't know existed until it won the wheel spin. It is a Netflix horror film from Spain, which I was initially very excited to see. And it combines two things that I absolutely loathe, which are children and religion. And it combines them into a horror movie, which I was like, oh, this could have been great. It could have had a great message about how you shouldn't expose children to religion and how it can be harmful, yada, yada, yada. Extremism, all that. But this thing is like a corpse, man. It is so lifeless and dull. But like, the most decent part of it is the performances. The kids are great. They are properly creepy, and they're better than the adults, which is kind of crazy. The adults probably couldn't give two shits whether they're on this stage or on this film production set. I don't know. It wasn't good. I will say that the film is just boring. It plods through. It's overlong. It's 2 hours. This should not have been 2 hours long.
Damn.
It's definitely overstuffed. Like I was constantly checking my phone, wondering when's this going to be over. It moves so slowly, and then the end is just so ambiguous. Like, I understand like getting you to ask questions and be like, what does that mean? But it doesn't. Like, it's not even that. It's just like we're not even gonna like give you options. It's just
gonna end.
It's just gonna end. This is what happened. Like, there is definitely a subtextual theme about children being abused by religion and what that in turn does to their psyche. Also religious extremism, right? Like the violence we inflict on others because you think it's the right thing to do. There's definitely some subtext there, but it's just lost in all this blandness and cardboard cutouts, and just, it's not a very interesting movie. I did not enjoy this one, but it was a Netflix streaming movie. I wasn't expecting a whole lot to begin with, but definitely pretty weak. I will say that.
Gotcha.
But that is it for all the movies we talked about. But it means it is time for our favorite part of the show, which is among many.
Yeah, but I didn't get to say it last time, so we're gonna spin the wheel of movie fortunes.
Oh, that's a new one. But yes, of course, we do have the wheel spin is up in all of its glory. So if anyone has a movie that they would like to add to the list, go right ahead. We'll take one per person, unless Joey, unless you have some shorts. I think we're going to be running a little low on shorts right now. Yeah, we're running a little low. So if you got some shorts, go for it. I actually have been watching a bunch of shorts in my free time.
I saw that.
So, not stuff that typically Joey puts on here, though. So, I will say that.
We'll see about that.
But, yeah, any suggestions? Yep, we got quite a few shorts from Joey here. So give me 1 second. Kevin, if you want to bring that up on the screen for me.
Oh, I gotcha. This guy right here.
Alrighty, we got...
Mouse. Oh, we got some classics in here.
Yankee Doodle Mouse. Oh, the Hypochondriacat. I've seen that one before. Okay. Timid Tabby. False Hair. We got Smile Pretty. I don't know why, but I feel like that's going to be a misogynistic one. Well, who knows? Say Pink. And The Prince and the Pauper. Alrighty. That's 1990.
1990.
Alrighty. We'll go ahead and shuffle this up real quick. Does anyone else have anything that they would like to add to the list? But Kevin, you got a horror movie, and actually so did I last week. We got a double header.
It wasn't a
horror.
good one.
No, but it was still a horror movie.
He says Smile Pretty, Say Pink is one title.
Oh, okay. Well, Smile Pretty, Say Pink. Okay. Okay. I was wondering why there wasn't a year attached. Alrighty. Alright, well, you know what? I think we'll just go ahead and do a spin here, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm down for a spin. Let's give me another Pink Panther one. I'm so down for those.
Time for a short.
Mm-hmm. Birds Anonymous actually sounds really funny, too.
It's actually so much on here now that I can't read it. I can't read it. We're going to have to spin again.
Okay.
I'm fine with just keeping spinning until you get one. I think
we might be here for a little bit. I feel like.
I'll see if it's over 4 times, then no. You can't pick for yourself. Sorry, Kevin.
That's okay.
I mean, you already do that anyway. That's outside the wheel spin.
Mm-hmm. Only once this time.
Oh, and it's a short. Love me, love my mouse.
That must be a Tom and Jerry one. I'm feeling it.
All right, that is your short. We'll go ahead and remove it, shuffle it up, and spin. Now we can land on Kevin's pick for me. So if it lands on Kevin's pick, then Kevin will pick out a short. But that is not one.
The Land Before Time.
And I love that specifically the 4th one. It's not like
it's not the first
one.
like 3.
Hey, look at that!
Hey, you just put
Let
that
me
one
double
down.
check and see. I haven't seen this one.
Watch you see that one already. You have to spin
Yankee
again.
Doodle Mouse. No, it's a Tom and Jerry one, so I have not seen it. Yeah, I feel like it's. I don't actively seek out Tom and Jerry ones. I love Tom and Jerry. Don't get me wrong, but I don't look for it. I mostly watch the Disney stuff and some Looney Tunes. But
okay.
Alrighty, Kevin.
Yes.
You want? Do we want to do 1 or 2 this week?
No, just 1 because I start school too. So.
Yeah, I got a paper due next week. All right. Kevin's movie.
My movie. That's a me. What is it?
Clear and Present Danger.
What is that?
That's a Tom Clancy movie, baby. That is... it's with Harrison Ford.
Oh, hey. Actually, I love Harrison Ford as an actor, so...
Clear and Present Danger is Kevin's movie this week. And let's go ahead and spin it. Curious what it's going to be. I don't know.
Well,
and it's Kevin's pick for me.
Oh, I wasn't ready. Damn it. Let me see here. Oh, okay. You've seen Psycho, correct?
The original Psycho, yes.
Yes. Have you seen Psycho 2?
I have not seen Psycho.
No, Psycho 2 is going to be your movie.
Okay. I don't know where you pulled that one from, but...
I heard it's actually pretty good. It's almost better than the first one.
Okay. All right, Psycho 2 is going to be my movie. All right. So,
Mm-hmm.
and Willem Dafoe and James Earl Jones are in Clear and Present Danger too.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
there you go, bud.
Who's James Earl Jones? I forget him.
Really, Kevin?
No, I'm being serious. Like
The voice of Darth Vader.
Oh. Okay.
Mufasa and the Lion King. Come on, my man. Come on.
Not ringing a bell.
All right. Well, the movies this week. Kevin will be watching the short "Love Me, Love My Mouse," and then the film "Clear and Present Danger." I'll be watching the short "The Yankee Doodle Mouse" and the film "Psycho 2," the sequel to Hitchcock's film. But that is going to be it for this week. I know it's a little bit of a shorter episode or a shorter stream, but that's all right. Tarantino thinks it's better than the first Psycho. Well, that's the only time I'm going to say Tarantino's wrong.
Well, you
but I haven't seen Psycho 2
yet.
yet.
Exactly.
That's actually a good point. I have not watched Psycho 2 yet. So. But we'll find out if he's right or wrong.
Yep.
I don't know. Psycho's a very tall mountain to cross. But that's going to be it, everyone. So thank you so much for joining us for this live stream. Of course, we do have our new Movie Club episode coming out on Friday, which is a really special one. It's the animated film It's Such a Beautiful Day, as Kevin's its foot insert is getting chewed up there in the background.
Yeah, I see that.
But anyhow, thank you everyone for watching us. We'll be back, of course, next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and can't wait to hang out with you then. So thank you so much for joining us, and until next time, keep those eyes on the screen.